All right, let's continue our 7-part series of my interview conducted by Sandy from the Times Herald Record. So what else do you want to know? As the photographers are taking all these photos of me,
Looks like you have a camera.
I got the cameras right in my face. I love it. I love it. What else do you need to know about me and my inspirational radio career?
Well, you've been doing this for so long. Do you have a favorite interview that you've ever had that you want to share with your listeners?
Favorite interview? Well, we don't really do many interviews on the show, and that's actually kind of by design. When we first started WRRV, we wanted to do kind of a different kind of morning show. That's why we came up with Music All Morning. And they were trying to force me to do all these interviews when we first started. And way back, one of the, maybe a third or fourth day on the air, we had the guy who played Skippy on Family Ties. The next-door neighbor that was in love with Mallory. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, the geeky guy.
Yeah, that guy. Mark Price, I think is his name, or something like that. But he was doing some kind of comedy show. So they say, you got to interview him on the air. It'll be hilarious. I'm like, what am I going to talk to Skippy of Family Ties about? Well, the guy came in, and he was manic. He was running all over the studios. I mean, we'd go to break, and he's doing laps around the building. And he kept going back and forth to the bathroom. I'm not quite sure what he was doing in there. But he was a nut job. He started cursing on the air, and it was a whole disaster. So I went to the bosses. I'm like, look, this is ridiculous. No one wants to hear these interviews. No one cares what Skippy from Family Ties has to say. And the majority of the interviews you wind up doing on a local morning show are the Knights of Columbus ham supper.
They have a fish fry, and it's tomorrow night.
Yeah, they come on into the radio station. They want to plug their stuff, or some guy's got some kind of fishing book that he wants to talk about that he's doing locally. So I was like, you know what? We just don't do interviews on WRRV. So we just haven't done interviews.
Well, I have to tell you that this is my favorite one that I've ever done in the past 10 years that I've been a reporter.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all.
I question that thoroughly.
All right, what else you want to know? Anything you want to know about me? This is your big chance. People are fascinated by me. They want to know everything.
What does your job here actually entail? Are you the brains behind all the promotions?
I'm everything, Sandy. And Brandy's laughing, but I really am.
I heard the word God muttered when I was in the library, when I was in the lobby. So
we do have some employees here who refer to me as God. And I think it's a bit sarcastic, but they're not too far from the truth as far as when it comes to WRRV. My official title, I'm the morning show host, and everybody knows that, but they don't know behind the scenes. I'm also the brand manager, which is even more important than the program director. I'm also the program director, by the way, too. So I'm in charge of anything that has to do with the WRRV brand, whether it be our contests, our station events, the music we play on the radio. We have a staff of people that take care of all that. We have Anthony that works in promotions, who does a great job for us. Simon is our music director, who I work very closely with. But I'm kind of like the director of a movie. I got to make sure everybody's doing their jobs and it all comes out just right.
So you really are God.
I am.
There's no denying it. I know you're over there laughing.
But as far as WRRV is concerned, I am God. If there's a decision that needs to be made, I have to make it, and if I veto it, it doesn't happen.
We're going to try to get this new little bobblehead kind of dashboard Jesus thing with Boris's face on it.
But it won't be able to go this way because it's always I am God.
Right, but it's just it. It's got to go no. It has to say no. We're still working on that one.
Oh. Anything else that you'd like to know?
I don't know. What has been your most favorite reader interaction? Fan-wise, meeting people in public.
Oh, my favorite listener interaction with the listeners?
He loves shaking their hands.
Is that why the bottle of Germex is over there in the corner?
I'm a bit of a germaphobe, but
yes.
I do. It's not like I'm snobby. I'm not like that Howie Mandel. I will shake people's hands when I go out to a station event. But I think my favorite listener interaction was that when we did that contest years ago, the Show Us Your WRRV contest. Do you remember that?
I did.
We went from town to town all over the Hudson Valley, giving away $1,000.
That was just like chaos.
Yeah, for people who were showing the letters WRRV, and that was when Jen was my co-host. Mm-hmm. And we went out in the van every Thursday, and we spent 9 hours on the road just meeting listeners face to face and handing out cash.
But didn't you have people following you around because they knew what you were doing in town too?
It was madness. We had people following us, and we had to camouflage the van so people couldn't find us. And
he's got the cash on him. Let's
go. We go around, and that was the best. We met so many great listeners, and still people that come to our events today. They're like, I remember meeting you when you were giving away that $1,000. So that was pretty cool. All right, listen, I know you have a lot more on your plate. You have a long list of questions for me because I am fascinating. Everybody wants to know everything. But we do have to give away the WRRV.